Oh, well, hello, everybody. Bright and early at 8 o'clock. Okay. Did I miss anything? You're all muted. All right. Well, I'll jump right into it. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So for this call, if you are part of our Action Academy group, we are like combining our calls plus our trainings, but these calls are, or these trainings are really good for everybody on the team. So it's not really a big issue. If you've been following along in Action Academy, on Monday, Carly talked about trying to find your target audience. Tara on Wednesday talked about inviting, and then I talked about objections. And then here today, the whole goal is just to kind of put all that together to say, like, how do we put, like, how do you keep up with that? How do you stay organized with that? Like, so now you've got all those little steps, but how do you like put it all together in one cohesive, like, action hour? By the way, when you hear coaches talk about action hours, that means they go through their checklist in an hour, sometimes more. Usually, if I'm being very honest with you guys, if you want to build a solid business, you're going to be spending about 2 hours a day on this. If you really want to grow, you're going to be spending 3 to 4 hours a day. That's about how much I spend on this business. It's not all at once. It's usually in about 3-hour chunks throughout my day. So my first hour is usually like around my workout, and I answer some messages, and then I do my workout, and then I check with my challenge group. That takes a full hour. And then another hour I spend, working on my stories, like really, really hardcore, making sure they're really good quality, and my Instagram, like social media content. The last hour is where I spend doing what we're going to go over today, which is finding my people, connecting with them, inviting the right people, and then following up and handling objections. So the first thing I did want to do, though, I'm getting ahead of myself. Goodness gracious. I did want to let you guys know this really quick. Is that how that works? Okay, yeah. So the summit ticket sale ends. What's going on? The summit ticket sale ends in January. That gives you guys like 4-5 more days to get this ticket on sale. After, and I'm not recording. Hold on. Give me a sec, y'all. Just give me a sec.
You're recording.
It is recording. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, back to that. So anyways, the summit ticket dates are, the ticket sale dates end in January. Please grab that. You will not regret it, because even if you get there and you're like, this business is not for me, it is the most fun girl time I have all year. Like, it is super, super fun. It's like a vacation with my best friends, and there's like an agenda, so you're not bored, and there's always things to do. Like, just trust me on this. It's worth every penny for $165, because they rent out the Superdome. We have workouts with the super trainers. They give you training like you're never going to get anywhere else. And they even bring in like top speakers, which I wasn't aware of this before Summit. But people who are successful actually go to events like this and pay for it on their own. And our company puts them on for us. Before I was in the personal and professional development world, I was just like, why do people do that? And I was like, oh, it's because it makes them better humans. So Beachbody does this for us for this price, and they make it a Beachbody thing. So it's super, super cool. And that is July 15th through the 19th. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be there on the 14th, which is that Wednesday. So I'm coming in on Wednesday, and we've got the house rented. There's tons of room, so don't worry, no one's getting kicked out. And so we've got the house rented. It's good through Wednesday through Sunday. We're all leaving on Sunday morning. And I am planning on Thursday night, when most of you guys get there, I'm going to have probably Qdoba or something like that cater to our house, so that we can just have food and chill, and then go to the opening ceremony, and it'd be very, very low key, because Alexis and Amber can attest that food at Summit in Indianapolis was a disaster. There was no food anywhere. So it was like they just didn't know we were all coming, and there just wasn't enough food in the So anyways, I will have that. So, and then I think what's going to be good about that is there will be leftovers. So some of us can like pick on it throughout the weekend and just food there. So that's my plan on that. Team Cup is in February. That if you are the ones that told me they wanted to be on a team are on a team. If you are not on a team and you want to be, you need to let me know. All right, the next thing I wanted to show. Of course it's gonna do that. Okay, nope. This is the end. Hold on, let me move my screen here. This is gonna be the end of January. I put this together for you guys to kind of see what is kind of going on. All this week I've been inviting to my free group, getting ready for that. It technically kind of started yesterday, but not really. You can still totally invite girls to this. And today I'm going to go in that group and I'm going to really break down our nutrition plan for them and really break down how my meal plan, like why it looks the way it looks. And then starting on Monday, they're going to get a workout each morning, and it's just going to be a sample workout from YouTube, but they're not going to know it's really from YouTube or Vimeo because you can actually embed that into those challenge groups on the My Challenge Tracker app. And let me see if I can show you guys if Canva will let me out. Okay. Here's what it looks like. I titled it Get Your Fit On, free fitness group. And it's going to just look like this. So the first workout is Lift 4, you can see right there. And then later in the day, I share a little bit about nutrition. And then here's day 2. These are the 21-day fix real-time workouts. And then later on in the day, I share a little bit about nutrition. And I do that same pattern. There's Shaun T for Transform 20. And then here's Morning Meltdown. And then I'll obviously do Bar Blend in there this time. But basically, this group is just to give them like an overview of what our challenge groups look like and actually have them in our challenge tracker so they can see that we are like our own functioning unit. We don't have to use Facebook for this. I know that a lot of other coaches use Facebook. If that is your preference, please, by all means, do it. But if you are like me, I want to take them directly into our world and show them what we have. And if you watched Ashley's video that I just actually posted in our team message thread this morning, she talks about doing tons of prizes, and I'm probably going to incorporate that into this. And she said to make it easy, make those prizes easy. Like comment like on the post today. If you got your workout in, here is like comment and I'll pick a winner. Or the next day, Thirsty Thursday, if you got all your water in, comment, I'll pick a winner. Something very, very simple. And so I'm definitely going to incorporate some of that and make this group a little bit easier in that sense, a little bit easier on the nutrition and that kind of stuff in terms of just like, here's why we drink water. I think that's important to go over. So it's Thirsty Thursday. So once you drink all your water, comment below, I'll pick a winner. And it's going to be like packets of Energize or a Shakeology sample or a headband or just something really fun and simple. So that's how that's going to work. And then I'm also creating a calendar for February right now where I'm going to put post ideas for you guys so that you can always have something that you know to post about. Okay, that's hilarious. This is why I shouldn't check chat while I'm trying to talk. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, we're going to go straight into this. All right, so you guys know probably by now because I rave about it. I purchased Moira Kusaba's Rise Up Planner actually at the beginning of last year because I was so intrigued by it and was trying to figure out what all these other coaches were doing. And so I kind of set up my old planner to work that way. And then now I started using this one in January, and I love it because she has you looking at your vision every single morning. And I could not figure out, you guys, all these top coaches kept talking about their vision and their goals, and they looked at them every morning. And I was like, what does that do? Like, I don't understand what that does. Like, I know my goals. I know my vision. I even have my vision board up, like what? I don't understand. And I have noticed ever since I've started doing this, that the days that I don't want to show up and do the work, the days that I don't want to show up and do the inviting or the follow-ups or whatever are the days I'm not looking at my vision. And my vision isn't just money. Like, I can show you all the things, but like My vision is I see myself being healthy and fit. So, okay, I read that. I'm going to go do my workout. I see myself helping other women get healthy and fit also. Okay, I'm going to, now that's my vision. Like, that's right. That's what I wanted to do in life. I'm going to go do that now. And I see myself helping 9 girls on our team. By the way, this is coming up in a later post. I see myself helping 9 girls on our team make $2,000 a month or more this year. Like, you're going to hit that benchmark this year. Like, I see these things, and now I'm like, I wake up and I read that, and sometimes I wake up groggy. Like, waking up's not easy, folks. I wake up groggy. I open up my stupid planner. There is no shimmer. There is no shine, no energized sparkles. And I'm just like, fine, I'm just going to read my vision like she says to. And I finish reading those like 15 lines that I wrote, and I am fired up, sans caffeine. So like, yeah, I'm glad I got you, Alexis. So anyways, I want to incorporate that today as well, because I think if you're not looking at your vision and your goals, then you're also not going to be doing anything else, because that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, I want this so bad. All day long, nothing would happen. I would post my workout. I would make a post on social media, but then I wouldn't do anything because I did not have my vision lined out. So here is the coach game plan that I gave you guys. This is in Team United Legacy, and this is in our file section. Oh, goodness gracious. And there's a blank page. Okay, so first thing you do is vision. You write out your contrast statements. And I'll tell you what mine look like, okay? And I'm going to walk us through this someday, but I want you guys to print this out, and you can rewatch this as you work through this, okay? So this is being recorded, so you'll be able to go back and do this on your own with this as a guide. But my contrast statements are, this was in like December. I am lazy and undisciplined. Those are things I don't like about my life right now. We are in debt, and we only have $1,000 in savings. Another thing I hated about my life at that point. My coaching prospects, I feel like they always tell me no. We can't be generous for others, as in like financially right now. I don't live courageously enough for Jesus. I don't know my brand or target market. I don't pray or trust God enough. And I feel like no one wants to be on my team. Those were legitimate things that I was like, these are things I feel like I don't like about my life. I then took it, and you write them. They're called clarity statements. Let me move this up out of the way. So these clarity statements, you then write the opposite out, and it feels kind of like hokey. Like, why would I do that? Like, it doesn't change anything, but it really does. And I'll explain why. So where I said I am lazy and undisciplined, I then can now say I am capable of being disciplined in my business. So you have this like thing that you don't like about yourself, but then you write it out in a way where you're like, I really am capable of being disciplined. Am I going to do it? Like, when you start writing things out that way, you're like, okay, there's my clarity. Another thing, we are in debt with no savings. My clarity statement is we are in the process of paying off debt and earning more income. Because we are. Like, that's the honest truth. So you can take these things that feel like these bad, negative things, but then when you write them out with clarity, you realize that you're in control of that, that you can take charge and do something about your situation. Like my favorite one here, this is the one that probably drives me the most right now, is number 8. I feel like no one wants to be on my team. And my clarity statement is, it excites me to know that there are girls out there that want to be on our team. There are girls out there that want to be on our team. And since I've started saying this and writing this down and reading it every single day, I've noticed is what it is. I've noticed the girls that want to be on our team because I'm looking for that. All right, the next thing is vision. I'm not going to read this to you. You guys can read. So whenever you print this out, you can read it yourself. But basically, you're going to write the way that you see yourself this quarter. What do you see yourself doing? Mine was, I see myself adding 20 working coaches. I see myself as a 5-star diamond coach. Remember, this is just for this quarter. I see myself paying off our home equity loan. I see myself in the top 100 of the company. I see myself waking up early to conquer the day with a workout and good nutrition. I see myself sticking to my fitness goals. I see myself changing the lives of others in health and fitness. I see myself being asked to speak about my fitness journey. I see myself taking the daily actions to make these goals happen. And I see my family being proud of me. I see my team move forward in belief and momentum and excitement. I see my content on social media helping people. And I see my team making money. That's my favorite one. So then after that, in this, you have a room for all your visions for every quarter. Then we develop our brand. This is so important. We're putting this all together today. The next thing you're going to do is develop your brand. Which, hold on, I am lost in my own thing here. Okay. So really, this is more simple than you think it is. You're going to come up with 5 things that define you. So for me, like honestly, and these will change, by the way. Like you're going to have some things that always stay, but some things will change. Like right now, we are so focused on being debt-free and building up wealth in terms of like not having debt and having a 401k set up and all that stuff. Like that's part of my brand. I talk about that a lot. And so that would be one of these numbers here. Another thing would be I'm a mom. Like that's so relatable for so many people. So a mama or boy mom or however you want to write that. Another thing that I would have is, I mean, I really do like fitness aside, like obviously I'm a fitness coach, but I liked it before then. I liked being healthy. I liked healthy food. So that would be part of my brand. And then you just find things that are what you are into right now. For Carly, she was, she could be very much into, her brand would be prenatal fitness. Now it's going to turn into postpartum fitness. So you're really going to be able to reach people based on who you are. You want to niche down because if you are too general, you will reach nobody. I promise you. If you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. You have to think about who your people are. My people are moms who are staying home, who are in debt, or who want to contribute. Hey, whoa, I need that light.
I'm so sorry.
They want to contribute to their families financially, and also have a purpose outside of motherhood. By the way, there is nothing wrong if that's what you love to do. I'm not shaming the moms that only want to be moms. I love having goals outside of just changing diapers, though. That's just me. So those are the women that I'm looking for. And that's where I'm going. Okay. Then let's see, I actually changed this one. Getting a phantom phone call. Okay, this is where you just describe your ideal client. So this is where you're also, once again, you're describing yourself basically in 10 different ways. And then that's also the person you're looking for. That's your brand. Your brand is you, by the way. Like if you are trying to reach if you're trying to reach 30-year-old men, like that's going to be really hard because you're not a 30-year-old man. And so you really want to go and figure out who you are. That's where self-awareness is huge in this business. Figure out who you are. What are your wants? What are your desires? What are your dreams? That is who your people are, and that's who you need to be speaking to. And that is easier said than done. Self-awareness is hard. You continually have to pull back layers on what you really want and who you really are, but you will feel more you than you've ever felt once you start doing this. I promise. You're going to really be like, I like who I am because I know who I am. And I promise this is a really good side effect of this. This is something I added that Moira did not have in her book that I thought was really important. And this is where to find your audience. First, think about where you hang out. All right. Think about what it is that you do. Think about what Facebook groups you're in. Think about what hashtags you would actually follow. I'm not a hashtag follower. I'm a Googler. I was raised in that generation. But there are people a little bit younger than us, or me, I should say me, that are younger than me that actually search hashtags. So like postpartum fitness or diastasis recti, like they are searching those things on Instagram instead of Googling it. So I try to hashtag some things that I've been through that I can help women through. And so you have to think, you almost have to think kind of backwards. Like, okay, where do I frequent? What do I search for? Are you like hashtag, like, do you search the hashtags like home decor or farmhouse or whatever? And, you find those things that you're looking for and then jot some of those down here, like kind of just scribble down places that you like to roam on the internet. And that's where your people are going to be. Like for me, once again, this is the theme. I joined the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps community on Facebook. I love it. I could literally spend 6 hours a day on that site, but there's also people on there that are thinking like me that are my people. I did learn they hate MLMs with all of their passionate hearts. So you have to be really, don't ever talk about, it didn't happen to me. I just saw it happen to another girl. And I was like, oh my gosh, like they are very uneducated on how MLMs really work, or they just were sucked into a bad MLM, which there are bad ones out there, FYI. I want you guys to know. There's bad businesses in every realm, just like in MLMs. Okay, so that's where you're just going to jot down where to find your audience. And that's good because there are some days you're going to go, who am I going to invite today? Like, I don't know where to go. Like that happens to me all the time. So I had to create a list like this where I could go inviting, like where? And then I could turn to this and then I could immediately start going down that rabbit hole. All right, this is just the basics. Once again, you can read this on your own, but this is basically this call summed up on a page so that you can refer back to it. The dream team. This is the one thing that I have overlooked and never filled out. I've never filled out a dream team paper before, but you guys, you know how like, I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, but you know how people say the universe is telling me? Like there has just been like this like overriding theme here recently where every time I go to a training call and I'm like, how do I find my people? How do I do this? They always bring up this dream team list. Like write down the people that you would genuinely love to have on your team. But here's the thing, don't just go inviting them. This is not a list where you write down all these people and then you immediately send them this mass invite. That is not what you do with this list. This is a list where you genuinely write down people that you think would make incredible coaches. They could use the income, that this would help them, this would fit in their life, all of the things. And then over time, as you develop a better, like this is not, hey girl, we haven't talked for 10 years since high school, but I just wanted to send you this. This is not what this list is for. This list is for you to genuinely start thinking about what you want your team to look like, how you want it to look, the kind of people, the caliber of people that you want on your team. And then throughout the next couple months, when the timing is right, when you have developed a better relationship with them, when you have actually shown them that you care about them as a human, or just whatever that looks like, that's when you start inviting them or start asking them about, like, do they think this would be something on their radar, or sharing with them what it's done for you, like not in a creepy, weird stalker way, but just like you're literally someone I want to work with. That's what this list is. This is not I'm going to go get them all. This is you're genuinely someone I want on my team that I want to work with. So that's what this list is. Don't be afraid to fill this out. What are you guys doing? You got, can I just show you guys? This is their little pets in a sock. That's what they're bringing in to show. There you go. Okay. Thank you. Go play. Okay. Reverse engineering your goals. I'm not going to go over this very much. We'll go over this at another time, but this is where you write down your top 3 goals for the year. John, can you shut the door? Write out your goals for the year, and then you reverse engineer them to say, okay, say for example, my first one is that I want to be a 10-star coach by the end of the year. So in this 3-month thing, I want to be a 2-star coach. And by 6 months, I want to be 4-star. 9 months, I want to be 7, and then I want to be 10-star. And so then you're able to go over here to the next page and say, okay, what actions do I need to take for those months? And that really helped me like see, okay, like that's where these daily actions that feel so sucky, that's where these come in. Because if you're not taking those daily actions, you're not going to hit those goals. And like I said, I'll go over that a little bit more later. I really want to get to the meat of the call with inviting and stuff. And then these are Moira's top tips. And anything that I took from her planner, by the way, I gave her credit for. Okay, here's the planning part. Master your time. Please read these. Please go back and read these. These were incredible. These really showed me like what I was missing, that self-awareness component of being disciplined and actually doing what I need to be doing. But here's your month. You're going to write down the month here. And so these are obviously customizable so that you can take these and add them at any point in your business. You just run with it. every single month, you'll write down what month it is, of course, and then you'll write down the dates, which if you print this out, this will make a full calendar, as you can see. And then what goals do you have for your business, for your family and your home and your marriage, your fitness and nutrition and health, and then your personal development. And that's been really good to write down and look at every single day and go, okay, these are my goals. Then you're going to have your monthly enrollments, the name of that person, the date they enrolled, the date you put them in the group, and the date that you sent them their welcome email. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, I'll send you that. You can ask me later. Your customer hot list. Okay, so here's where we're getting into inviting, because Lana asked me this the other day, and it's just such an organization issue here. But she was like, do I write down every single person that I send an invite to? And my answer to that is no. The only people that go on this customer hot list that you're going to track really at all, in my opinion, and this is also what Moira does, is you only write them down if they respond back. And that's with anything. Even if they say no, you write their name down, because they at least read your message. You know what I mean? They at least know what you're doing, so they are ready for a follow-up the next month. So with this customer hot list, what all you do is you write down their name, and then if they enroll, you circle their name so that you know that they've enrolled, and then that's when you go put them on your enrollment sheet that I just showed you. Then come February, so I have a hot list for January. Come February, the minute that I start enrolling for my next boot camp, I go straight to that list, and those are the first people I follow up with that are on that hot list. And that has helped me so much, because like Lana, I used to write down every single person I send an invite to. And I kid you not, I still have the list here because I still need to go through and organize it. But I had a list of about like 600 names. And I was like, what am I going to do with these six? I can't do anything with them. They didn't even respond back. So like, do you follow up? And yes, you do, but only in a natural sense. Do you follow back up? But like if they're watching your stories, that's what I mean. You follow up if they don't respond, if they still watch your stories. But if you send a message one time and they're not watching your stories and they don't care, like, you can try to foster that relationship, but I wouldn't try to work too hard on someone who doesn't seem very interested. So anyways, this is your hot list. From there, you've got your potential coach hot list. It works the same way, except for these are where your coach potentials go, not just your client potentials, which sometimes they can be on the same list. But if they are even slightly at all interested in coaching or mentioned it or whatever, they go on this list so I can make sure I follow up with them the next month. These are your business goals. So for the month of January, what's your goal? What did you actually hit? And then these are just fun check marks that she put in there that I thought I would add as well. And just that way you can see what your goals are and stay on track. And then this is called time blocking, which when you print this out, once again, you're going to be able to hold your book up like this. And you'll have your time blocking here, and then you'll have your coach tracker there. But basically, I am realistic because I'm a mom. So sometimes I will want to sit down to do a power hour, but then someone has a come apart and I have to go take care of that. And then, I have to be realistic and really blot out or chunk out my family time and be very, very, I can't think of the word, whatever with that. Intentional with that. There we go. But then this also makes me go, shoot, I have my kids with me all day. So I guess I better get my butt up to get my work done. And so that's when I see, okay, realistically, the coaches that are building a business are the ones that are not doing this whenever their mom hat is on, right? I mean, yes, I still share my day. Some of my stories I can still do with my kids around. And honestly, they love to be part of my stories and that kind of stuff. Sometimes while we're watching a movie, I can sit down and send out some invites or something. But really, when my kids are playing, I've got to be with them. I've got to at least be attentive to them. And so I chunk out a lot of family time, which means I have to get up really early or work really late sometimes if I'm going to really do this right. And so this has been very eye-opening also, and just knowing I want to get 2 to 3 hours of work in every day. So where am I going to put that 2 to 3 hours of work? And then at the bottom, you're going to put your yearly goals and monthly goals just to keep you motivated. Like you are constantly writing those down. If you look at anyone who's successful, that's what they'll say. I was constantly looking at my goals and I was constantly writing them down. And then here's your vision and progress tracker. Here's what I want to point out about this, and I'm sorry it's sideways. But this gives you an idea of what to post about every single day. So there's that. I'm also going to give you a posting calendar, but this gives you an idea. And these are good story ideas. Like I don't do every single one of them every day. But sometimes I'm like, oh, what do I post about today? And they're like, oh, focus on your team. And I'm like, I can do that. Like, and I'll go and figure out like what I can share about what you guys are doing. Because you're always doing awesome things. I just never know to share them sometimes. And this is really jogging my memory to do that. And these are your invite boxes. And so that's where you'll just check off that you did your invites, but then you're still going to track those people on your hot list. Okay. So having this planner, you're going to have everything together. And then obviously your goals for the week, your stats, like number of new coaches, number of new followers, and that kind of stuff. And then it just repeats itself. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, no. Hold on. This is where you put your personal training and development notes. This can come from calls like this. It can come from national wake-up calls. It can come from whatever. There's that. And then I forgot about this one. This one is really fun. This is called your book of proof. This is like almost as important as your vision. Anytime something exciting happens, actually, I'll be honest. Sometimes I go here to write down my book of proof things for the week, and I'm like, I don't have anything. But then when I sit there and I make myself write something, I'm like, oh yeah, that girl did message me back. Like that was exciting. Like that's still, but that's a proof that you are moving forward in your business. And if you're not tracking that, I know that sounds so silly, but if you're not tracking that, then you're not seeing the actual wins in your business, and you're going to believe the negative things. And the funny thing is, Moira says, she said at the end of the year, she loves flipping back through that book of proof and just seeing all that happened because she otherwise wouldn't have it. And so this is almost like a daily business gratitude journal where just every single morning I make myself at least write one thing that happened from the day before that is proof that my business is going forward, that my content is helping people, that my team is making money, all those things from my vision. All right. Okay, so from there, I talked about where to find your people on this call. Connecting. Okay, so let's talk about connecting really quick. I want to go there and then quickly touch on inviting and following up and all those things. But anyways, as far as connecting goes, if you look at that vision tracker, that shows you, it says like, do a call to action, do a question, do a this, do a whatever. Like that is the best way to connect with people. And also, if you guys are only posting about coaching, you are going to turn off your audience. You have to post about other things. Right now, my main connecting points every single morning on Monday through Friday, because that's what my plan is. My Bible reading plan is Monday through Friday. I post something, just even if it's just like, here's a picture of my Bible with Energize or coffee or whatever. Like I post something that I'm doing that Bible reading plan. Because that's consistency in your feed. Like people are like, oh yeah, that's what Lauren does every day. She wakes up, she does this, and that makes them, it's so weird, but it makes your followers feel good to know that you have a routine and that you're consistent, and that you are someplace that they can count on for you to stay the same. I know it's so bizarre, but people need that. And so that's my main connecting point is people are like, what plan are you reading? What plan are you reading? And so I actually, in my notes section on my phone and in my little quick replies on Instagram, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me know and I can walk you through that sometime. But I have like my She Works His Way Bible reading plan saved because I'm constantly sending that out. And then those debt-free charts that I shared, I can't tell you how many times people are like, where do you find that? Where do I get that? Like even I shared that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a girl yesterday still sent me a message saying, hey, I can't stop thinking about that. Where do I get it? And I sent her a link. And then I started a conversation with her. So that is how you connect. That is where you start those conversations. And then when it feels right, and you have to be careful with that. That's a double-edged sword because you sometimes will never feel like inviting. But when it feels right, that's when you say, hey, so I know this is kind of like whatever, but we've been talking and I think you're really, really fun, or I don't know, like, I mean, this is hard to do without an actual person in mind that I'm thinking of, but think about a reason why from your conversation, why you would love to have her in your challenge group, and tell her that. That's the fun of this business, is we learn how to actually be genuine with people, and tell her why you think she'd be a good fit for our challenge group. And then we're doing bar, and would you like more info? Or we're doing whatever, would you like more info? And then that's how you lead those conversations into an invite. Another thing that I do, and I mean, we all hit on this, but if people are watching your stories, they are no longer technically a cold invite. This is not just someone that has never seen your content before or doesn't know who you are or what you stand for. So those are the girls that I'm like, hey, I know you've been watching my stories, or thanks for watching my stories, or however you want to word that. And I've been doing this program for 4 weeks and I've seen these results, and I would love if you did it with us. Would you like the info on that? And then they'll say yes or no, or ghost you. And so that's from there is where you can talk. But I want to also show you guys the actual like conversations that I give you, so that you're not just totally lost on this. All right, so if you go, I have to move us around a little bit here. If you go to our Team United Legacy page and go to files, I literally, anytime a new launch comes out or a new invite process comes out, I do that for you guys. By the way, here's that coach game plan I just went over in the monthly refill pages. But here's inviting to bar. Here's that Bar Blend welcome email that I send people after I enroll them. Here is how I invited to my November group. Here is how I invited to Morning Meltdown 100 and Transform 20, and what I did in February of last year or 2 years ago. So like, I want you guys to see how I invite. And honestly, I'll go straight here to Bar Blend just to show you. And to preface, I use scripts so that I don't get lost. That's being a good leader. A good leader uses a system. And so I don't use scripts because I'm salesy. I use them so that I don't get completely lost in the conversation and don't know where to go next. And then my client feels lost too. And that's the last thing I want, is for them to feel like I can't lead them through a process. So here's if you've been chatting back and forth. So this girl that was chatting with me about those debt-free charts. Hey, while I have you, this is random, but I've been talking with a few girls right now about an upcoming fitness accountability group that I'm heading up on February 18th. You've been so fun to talk to and get to know, and I figured you wouldn't mind if I asked, would you be open to hearing more about this and doing it with us? That's a little wordy. I need to take a little bit out, but that's the general basis of it. Or this is a story example. Hey, I saw you've been watching my stories and posts, so I wanted to make sure you knew about this. I know you work and you're short on time, so that's why I would invite this girl. You have to go to there. You need to know who you're inviting. You can't just like blank invite all of them. Like, figure out why this would be a good fit for them and tell them that. It'd be perfect. It's only 20 minutes a day. This was obviously Transform 20. My bad. For 6 days a week and a super simple eating plan with it. Would you be open to hearing more about it? Or I'm this is a Eric Worre thing. If you don't know anything about Eric Worre, I'm super busy today with whatever. So they can see the real you, but I'm starting a new bar program on Monday. I think it'd be perfect for you too, because of X, Y, and Z. You only work out 30 to 40 minutes a day for 8 weeks, blah, 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 blah. Would you be up for hearing more and do it with us? Same thing at the end every time. If they say yes, continue with, awesome. What kind of results are you looking for? I want to make sure that I pair you with the best program. Because sometimes they'll be like, I really want to get really crazy tone and I want this. And I'm like, well, bar's probably not the best for you. Would you rather look at 6 weeks of the work or something else? Like, I really am taking into account what they want, what they like and enjoy. Which usually if they don't reply to bar, then I'll say something like, would you rather look into a traditional weightlifting cardio program, and go from there. With this one, because bar is just not for everybody. I like it. It's kicking my butt, but it's just not for everybody. Then this is really important. Since this is an 8-week group and the goal is to get you results, like I'm telling them what my goal is for them, because I know that's their goal too. I'm looking for women that are willing to commit to this program, and I tell them what it is, like what it outlines. And this is important because, do you think you can commit to that? I don't want people wasting their money on this. I want people that are like, oh yeah, I can do that, and I want to do that, and this is what I've been looking for. That's usually the response I get is, yes, this is exactly what I need. Is so like I love sending that message because I usually always get a really excited response, like, yes, finally, like something that's real. And then this is the program, and I send them the YouTube video. If they love it, blah blah blah, I just go from there and send them the challenge packs. And there's the completion packs if they already have bought, sorry. And then this is an actual conversation you can look through that I had with a client with Live 4, and she's one that ghosted me, and it still ended up being a sale because I followed up. So that's where that's important. And then there's the welcome email, like I said. And then objections, okay? I'm not going to go over this. You can look at this all on your own, and we're already heading into almost an hour here. But here's how you can handle objections, okay? I think this came from Bonnie Engel, and she literally gives every single, I don't have money, I don't have the time, someone didn't read your message, someone ghosted you, do I have to get the shake, I wouldn't be a good coach, I don't understand social media, all the things. Like any type of objection they give you, she's got it right here. And I love her. She's really good at this. Because once again, I said this yesterday in the call, but she's not trying to just hound and get everybody. She is truly trying to show people why this solved her problem, and truly trying to help people solve their problems as well, the way it solved hers. And so if you read her examples, like, let's see, where's the one? Like this one. This sounds great, but I don't have the money right now. I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same exact way when I first heard about coaching and the programs. I don't know if you've read my story, but my husband and I didn't have a dime to rub together, but I believed in the product because we knew of Beachbody. So I made a ton of sacrifices at first. I cut down our grocery bill, no more out of the house purchases like Starbucks, gas station, blah, 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 blah. And then I had the money for it. So like, what's so cool about that is she's using that feel, felt, found system. And what that means is that she was actually putting herself in the shoes of her client, which means she cared about that person. This is not a way for us to win the conversation. I never want you to think that I'm like, yeah, we're going to go handle objections because we're going to go win them all. Like we handle objections because we had them too. And if someone hadn't handled my objections, I wouldn't be here. And that is why I'm so passionate about this part of it. Not because I'm trying to win and get all the success code points and all the things, but I'm trying to actually help people get over themselves, get over their excuses like I had so many, and actually see this for what it is and at least give it a try because there's a money back guarantee. So like you can't lose. So anyways, that is how I handle objections. That's all the things. Is there anything that you guys have questions about?
Mommy, no, can you help me?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to like express how important it is to share things that you are doing outside of coaching. Like you would not like potty training is the least glamorous thing in the whole world. But I've had so many people reach out to me about potty training and what we did that worked for Maddox. And that started so many foundational conversations. Like I even had a girl say that she, like I thought I knew she had a different coach. And she and I were talking. I'm like, hey, you should ask your coach about blah, 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 because I'm not trying to be that person that steals. And she's like, well, I didn't really like her, so I canceled it. And she's pregnant now too. She's like, so when I have my baby, I'm signing back up with you. So just like fostering that, like, hey, I'm a real mom who wipes their toddlers' butts and gets poop stains out of underwear. Like there's nothing different like from you to me. And I like just try to make those connections, even if it's with poopy Paw Patrol underwear.
Girl, I throw those things away. My grandma told me, she said, whether you're throwing away underwear or diapers, it's the same cost. I was like, you are right. So I'm throwing now. I mean, obviously, not all of them, but if it's real bad, they go in the trash. Anyways,
though is expensive, so I just can't. I'll scrub it out. I'm not about to go buy a $14 pack of underwear for my 2 year.
Oh no, I don't buy those. Never mind. Anyways, moving on. Anything else like inviting, objections, anything like that?
Hey, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So once I get some of these girls, so recently I've gotten a few girls that I'm putting into groups. What do you do then? Because I don't want to be annoying and like, are you doing your workout? Are you doing your workout? But I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Good question. I kind of just keep up with them in the Challenge Tracker app because it shows it whether they're logging or not. But I never ever am the girl that is like, hey, what's up? I've noticed you haven't been doing your workouts. If I've noticed they haven't been, then I'll just be like, hey, how's everything going? Are you like, honestly, just how is it going? Like, I don't try to be like, I'm your coach and you have to do this and this is what you said you were going to do. Instead, I'm just kind of there as a friend. Like, are you enjoying it? Because a lot of times, sometimes what will happen is they're like, I hate this workout. It sucks. And they think they can't do something else. That's honestly the biggest thing that I see people do is they're like, well, I don't really like bar. And I'm like, well, then do something different. I can. I have access to, I'm like, yes. And I'd walk you through this when you purchased. So like, that's a lot of times that's why people may not be doing the workout or a workout. But yeah, no, I don't hound them. I just set the example and I lead by example. That's all I do.
Hey, Lauren, so I know you said you have like a welcome email that you send out, but do you send out a welcome video or just the email?
Good question. So I am behind on this, but usually with every single program launch, this is the first one I haven't done in a long time because I honestly wasn't sure if I liked bar or if I even understood it. But usually I will do like a Zoom video recording like this, where it's just me on the call chilling, and I share my screen and I walk girls through like where to access the program and where the meal plans are. And so I'm actually getting ready to do that for the free group. After this call, I'm going to record a video showing them where to find the meal plan, what that looks like, and I'm going to talk them through like where to find it in the grocery aisle and whether to buy it organic or not and all that kind of stuff. But yes, I usually do that. And if you go to my YouTube channel, I've got one for Lift 4. I've got one for Morning Meltdown. Literally like all the things. I just never did one for bar because I honestly wasn't sure about it. But yes, I do. And you can look at those and you can do those yourself. Those are awesome. You can use mine for sure, but they are super easy to do on your own, and they build so much trust for your client because immediately out of the gate, they have really good info and they feel like they know you because it feels, you honestly feel like you're getting it straight from them, even though it's a recording. I know if you're new, this feels like a lot of work up front, but eventually this will be like such a system for you. I promise. I'm going to talk to my teachers here because I see quite a few teachers, but like, I remember when I did my first lesson plan, I thought I have to do this all the time. And like, it just felt so hard. But then all of a sudden it was like, oh, here's the standard and that and this and that. And then you just do it. So I promise it becomes like normalized.
Mommy.
If there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and take our picture and then we'll close out. Hank, are you going to be in our picture? All right, just a picture first. And then a boomerang. I can already tell Hank's going to nail this. It's going to be whiny. All right, ready, Hank? Get over here. And, okay, and go. Oh, it's terrible. He jumped off my lap. Hold on, I'm so sorry. Okay, ready? And go. Join our team, you get to do boomerangs. All right, I'll send it. Bye, guys.